Alrighty, right. So this is a very nice topic. I'm sure this might be familiar to some of you, and for others, this might be a very totally new thing that you might want to try. But before I get into this, I gotta explain something to you guys. Alright, so this is something that will work for both married people and single people, but you gotta make this a habit. Alright, let me explain something about habits. Now, our brain has what we call dendrites. Dendrites are nerves in the brain. You can just Google this and you'll see it in Google all the time. So dendrites, right? Whenever you create a habit in your mind or in your life, your mind or your brain fattens up a nerve that focuses on that habit. So for example, this is a nerve. This is a little dendrite. Let's say you're brushing your teeth every day in the morning. Your brain will create a nerve called the brush your teeth in the morning nerve, or the brush your teeth in the morning dendrite. The more you do it, the fatter the nerve gets. So this is a fat nerve. It's kind of like when you go through a path the same path all the time on a piece of grass. The grass tends to kind of make a path on its own, right? And so the same thing happens in your brain with your nerves. So whenever you don't brush your teeth in the morning, you feel like something's missing. You feel like there's something wrong with your day. It's just because the dendrite, the brush your teeth in the morning dendrite, did not get its morning fix. And the same thing happens when you lose your keys, right? Or your wallet or your cell phone. If you have a proper place, let's say my phone always goes to my desk beside my bed. That is the proper place of my phone. So you've got a dendrite that says phone's proper place. Whenever you put your phone somewhere else that's not there, you feel something's out of place. So that's how habits work. That's how dendrites work. Now when it comes to money, there is what you call a dendrite also, or your brain creates dendrites for how you deal with your money or your finances. So my suggestion is for you guys to do this at least maybe 2 months. Straight for 2 months. Just create those dendrites in your brain. So 2 months straight, 2 months to maybe 6 months, and later on you're gonna get so used to it. This is what I've learned growing up, and this is what I've been practicing for a long time, and it's worked really, really well for me. Okay, so whenever you receive money, doesn't matter how big or how small, you can receive a huge amount from a night shift differential, overtime pay, 13th month pay, a commission or whatever, or it can be something smaller, a smaller amount. Maybe your friend just decided to give you a little bit extra. Now, no matter what amount it is, you have to place it into one of the 6 or to divide them into 6. So let me tell you the 6. Here are the 6. I'll enumerate them all so you can just pause and rewind, and then I'll explain them all. So here are the 6. Number 1 is your expenses. Number 2 is your savings account, and then your play account. So expenses, savings, play account. The other 3 will be your investments, your personal growth, and your charity. Okay? Now, let me explain. Expenses have to do with like electricity, water expenses, your rent, your groceries, your subscriptions to your Wi-Fi or internet or your phone bill, if you've got like Netflix or HBO or whatever. So those, you can kind of average or guess how much that's going to be every month, right? So that's the first envelope. Whenever you receive money, whenever you receive your salary, immediately take out that amount which goes to all those expenses. So just calculate how much your expenses are for the month and then set aside that amount. The next amount will be your savings. Now you got to make sure you always have savings. Your savings can be for a goal, like you want to buy a refrigerator, you want to buy a TV, you want to buy this or that. Don't wait for like, oh, on my 13th month pay, I'm going to buy the TV. One time, big time. Don't get used to that because that's going to ruin your habits. That's going to ruin your dendrites, okay? So practice what we call delayed gratification and it will work wonders for you. All right, so that's my suggestion. So first part, expenses. Second part, savings. So if you're saving for a refrigerator, a television set, or a new set for your home gym, or if you're going to buy like a video game or whatever, right? Save for that, right? Okay, so that's savings. That could also be for your emergencies or whatever. The third account is your play account. This is account that's guilt-free spending. And this is very important because if you don't have a Play account, you're going to dip into all the other accounts and you're going to spend money from the other accounts. That's no good. You're going to ruin your habits. You're going to ruin your financial goals. Okay, so you need to have a personal Play account that's guilt-free spending. You can do whatever you want, no questions asked. And if you want to have a big splurge later on, then you gotta save from your Play account. So let's say, just so it's easy to calculate, let's say your Play account is, again, this is just so it's easy to calculate, all right? So for the entire month, your Play account is, let's say, 200 pesos. So if you want to save up for 1,000 pesos, right? And you say, okay, I'm gonna save half of the 200, so I'm gonna save 100 pesos every time I receive my money. Whatever money it comes from, right? Salaries, commissions, whatever, I'm gonna save a percentage, right? So you save and save and save until you get to do that big splurge on yourself, okay? Next, it's your investments. Investments can come in different forms. Some of you are into cryptocurrency. Others are looking for insurance. Others want to invest in a time deposit or something with a bank. Whatever it is, you're trying to buy a piece of land. So, you know, it depends on you how you want to do it, or what investments you want, but have an account just for your investments, okay? Just for your investments. Next account would be for your personal growth. Your personal growth is very important, and that could be in the form of webinars, online lectures, books that will teach you skills, enrolling in classes that will help you learn and grow and things like that. So you gotta have that as well. So your personal growth account is separate from your investment, because investment has to do with assets, personal growth has to do with you as the person. Lastly, I would put in charity. Now, why is charity last? Because you cannot give what you don't have. We cannot rob banks and then give it to people who are in need of money, right? So you gotta grow your own income, you gotta grow your money, your savings, and etc. before you can help others, right? We're not supposed to steal. We're not supposed to do illegal things. Now, why am I sharing this? I'm sharing this because I've noticed a lot of people don't know how to watch over their finances. And one last thing before we end this video, try to do this on a percentage base. All right, so let's say you receive your 13th month pay and it's actually so much bigger than your normal monthly employment salary. Then just take a look at the percentages and then do the same thing. Now, if you're married, this also works. The only difference when you're married is that you're going to have 2 Play accounts instead of 1. Okay, so the husband and the wife have equal amounts of Play accounts. And just a suggestion, just so it's fair, the expenses of the wife for, we'll just call them girly stuff. So every time of the month, right, women need napkins and women need extra things, right? So that should not fall under their Play account because that's a necessity. So put that under groceries. Okay, so that's part of groceries because it's a monthly thing that they're gonna need anyway, right? So those are my suggestions for your money. So again, so 6 of them. So the first one is your expenses, and then your savings, and then your personal Play account. This is your guilt-free spending. Those 3 are crucial. Those are the important ones. After those 3, you have your investments, and then you have your personal growth, and you've got charity. In that order. Savings first for emergencies and things you need in the future. Alright, so savings first, followed by investments and assets and stuff like that. And then personal growth. This is personal growth. So savings, personal growth, and lastly is charity. Again, charity is last on the list because many times we are the ones in need of charity, right? So see what you can do, but make a habit. Fill those dendrites, make them big and fat, and so when you have these financial habits, you'll probably end up, after 6 months, you'll probably end up with some really great savings and, you know, some investments, some insurances, and all that stuff. So guys, God bless you. I hope this was helpful.